Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to make this video after I had already been out to the range and shooting my rifle. This is my Springfield. It's the model 1903. It's a receiver date of late 1919, and it has a Rock Island barrel on it from March of 1918. Everything looks good on it, though the receiver and up here on the sides, it looks like it's gone through a refurb or somebody has recoated it themselves. It doesn't look like it's an original bluing or the parkerization. Overall, I think it's a nice rifle. And the reason why I'm kind of talking about the rifle after shooting it, because when you watch, you'll see I had problems with feeding on it. And it's one of those things that you know about it, you have a problem, but you don't know, and it's right there in front of you. And after I had finished shooting and was going home, it's like, oh, I know what it was. So I'm gonna, right here, you have your on and off. And so basically, you know, I mean, I wouldn't even think it. Okay, I loaded it up, first round went in, and then my subsequent rounds weren't feeding. And I'm like, what is wrong? I mean, they're kind of locked up, jammed up. I can't get them to feed. And finally was able to get them out and single load them and feed them and shoot. I'm like, what is going on? And what I will show you is when you pull back the bolt doesn't go completely back to be able to strip off the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth rounds. It was able just to strip off the first round. So that was frustrating, because like I'm at the range showing you guys I'm shooting this and I'm having problems. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. This is the 1903, which they came up with, and it's based off of the Mauser design, and everybody knows that, you know, the American Mauser, based off the German Mauser and the patents on the bolt and all of that, and was sued by Germany. So they needed to look into a new rifle because they had been using this rifle here, the Craig Jorgensen. And when the Spanish-American War, you know, they went up against the Spanish, and you know, they were using the 7mm Mausers, and a small group of men held off a larger force of American soldiers at San Juan Hill, plus reinforcements were coming into San Juan Hill, and another small force of Spanish soldiers held off a very large force for 10 hours. And so they're like, okay, we need to look to see what they have, what we can do to improve our rifle. And so they went from the Craig Jorgensen to the 1903. Originally, they were using a different round, and so that was the 1903, and then they came up with the Spitzer round, and so 1906, so we're using the 30 caliber and then 06 versus the 30 caliber of 1903. So we're going to take a closer look at this, and then I'll show you what I was talking about down here in the receiver with the magazine follower. That stock, we have a number there. Don't know if that's serial number, rack number. Anyway, we're coming up. And so here's the colorization, or what color this looks like. Again, I don't necessarily think that's the bluing or the parkerization there. Serial number, you know, Springfield Armory Model 1903. Have the stampings in there. Got a flag, safety flag. Looks like, can't tell if that's a stamping right in there or not. Down here, have a stamping there. Back up here, we have the stamping on there. The stamping on the barrel band. I'll turn this over for you. And the stock is in decent shape. It's not too rough. You know, it does have some dents and dings, but not too severe. So here's that, you know, there's the off, there's the on. And again, like I said, you can see that color is more of a black than anything. And you can tell the top hand guard is of a different color than what the stock is itself. There's the RIA, a flaming bomb, 3 of 18 on the barrel. Alright, so let me get this set up and then we'll show you what the problem was I was having with the feeding. It's in the off position, and if you can see down in here, I can load it, which was fine. So as I close it, it was stripping off the first round, but it would not strip off the second or third or fourth or fifth. Now, flipping this up, you'll see this. Now, it won't close on the after the last round is stripped off, but that allows my magazine follower to come up to keep off stripping the rounds one after the other. And again, something I knew, yet when I'm out there shooting, I had this in the down position. This was not allowing it to go all the way back to be able to strip off the next rounds, and I'm at a loss for what is happening and kind of getting frustrated with myself because why is this not working? So that's just something to be aware of. I'm sure everybody knows that, but then again, I know it and I didn't catch it. So we're going to go now out to the range. As I said, I already did the shooting, so I will show you that. So for comparison size, the bottom is my 1903. They both have a magazine cutoff. They both have the same cocking knob. But as far as the overall length, the 1903 is the short rifle versus the longer 30-40 Krag by several inches. In the 1903's lifetime, the rifle was supplied to many allied and friendly countries that included European, Asian, and Latin American countries, around 22 of them. An interesting note, in 1933, the FBI acquired some sporter models of the 1903 in response to the Union Station massacre in Kansas City, Missouri, where a shootout ambush happened. 4 law enforcement officers were killed, along with the gangster Frank Nash, whom they were trying to free. It was led by Vernon Miller, later found dead during the manhunt, and it also included the manhunt was for Pretty Boy Floyd and his friend Adam Richetti. Today I'm going to see what I can do with my 1903. We'll be shooting the 30-06. This is what I've got to go. I've got some kind of feeding issue with this. Here's what I've got on my target with my 1903 Springfield. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And overall, I think I did well with this. I was aiming right down in here. This is at 50 yards. So I'm happy with that.